Hello, everyone. It's really sad just seeing the stories that are coming out of people who have had to lose their lives while they were trying to get the rights that were being given out by custom. And, in such, it's so painful, honestly, that Nigerians have been reduced to this place where people are having to struggle and scramble and do all sorts of things because they are looking for food that they want to eat. Nigerians are not looking for free food. They are not looking for you to give them rice. Just give them enabling environment for them to thrive, to be able to earn their money, and they'll be able to buy these things for themselves. We've gotten to a place where people have so much be impoverished to the level where people can no longer feed themselves, and people are just just dehumanized, degraded, just brought into this situation that we all find ourselves now. And now people have lost their lives. So you see situation whereby people fall down, they are trampled upon, and other people are stomping on them. And of course, you know what happens when there are a whole lot of crowd, and we are not very good at all of that crowd control. These things can be organized if they are well thought out. Most times when we're doing things, we don't think about safety, we don't think about putting everything in place, because at the end of the day, nobody will be held accountable. People will just say, oh, it was their time to die, we'll pray for them, may God with their souls rest in peace, and we just move on, not thinking about how do we stop this, how can this be stopped, what could have been done to have prevented this, to ensure that it doesn't happen again the next time. These are some of the things that we usually don't put into consideration, we usually don't put together. These things can be organized in a much better way, can be organized in such a way you put all of these things in place. Make sure the lines, the formation, how people come through and get it, not the one of pushing, stand in a queue. Probably what you do as people come in, give them numbers, give them tags, certain kind of tags. So that's the first thing you do, and then they go sit down somewhere so they are more relaxed. By the time it's now time for the sharing, you know the number of bags you have, you know the number of bags you're going to share for the day, you know how much tags you're going to give them, and then you give everybody this tag. They go sit down so that they are not so much on the sun and getting tired and pushing each other, and maybe someone trying to come in and jump the queue and go on. These are the things that always cause commotion and pushing, shoving and stuff like that. So when people get this tag, as they are coming, they're getting this tag, they can just go and sit down by the side. So when it is time for you to start sharing, it's either they are coming, they give you the tag, you collect the tag for them, you give them the whatever you want to give them, in this case the bag of rice that you need to give them. And then you can do it in such a way, maybe you call the number of the tag, this person who is number this, you come, they give you, or you know how you number the tags, or just bring the tag, collect it, and you can continuously keep using this tags. That makes it easier, so that when people come, they already know this is the amount of rice we have. If you finish sharing the rice for that day, the tags for that day, sorry, there's no more anybody coming, okay, you're late already, rather than people staying there being hopeful, getting agitated and all of that. These are things that can be worked out in such a way and make things easy. Recently, Mr. Peter Obi went to visit a healthcare center, and I was part of the team that went with him, where he donated 2 million naira to the healthcare center for them to take care of some of the things, and he said he was going to be in touch with them. And there were a lot of people that were there and stuff like that, so as a team, we now decided, okay, let's give them some money for them to just buy little things. You know how things are, not too much, just a little token, even if it's water you're able to buy or something, and so we now plan on, okay, doing that. There were quite a number of people, so we're like, okay, how do we do it? And for me, that's the first time I'm really doing that in such a situation. I know I've shared something before in an IDP camp, and that's where we use those tag thing. And so they were all giving this so now there were many, so we're like, okay, if you start sharing around this, and some of them did suggestion. They were like, okay, let's go to the gate, the gate will be open, the gate of the healthcare center. So we all moved towards there and we stood. So what happened? They give you, you walk out of the gate, they give you, you walk out of the gate, they give you, walk out of the gate. So that was what actually happened. Before you know what's happening, in no time, less than We're talking about like hundreds of people in very little time. No rowdiness, no pushing. We're like everybody say we just giving as soon as they give you. So there was nobody trying to come in. Somebody trying. It went in such a way. These are things that really need to be taken into consideration when we are looking at this thing. But let's hear from an eyewitness that was where as was reported in the news. So take a listen to this.
More than 50 people in my front. As an old man, I look my house. I have 6 children, 5 girls, 1 boy. My daughter and I, on Monday, she will go back to Ekiti State University. At the 5:31 of Yanusi, where they work. As I hear say, the sheriff, I just rush come. As I come through, I say, today, whether I die or live, I must get food to my house because I don't have anything. And my salary, tomorrow I will collect salary. So as I come, I say, will they push everybody for anybody way for down? If they match you, my friends, 2 people don't die already. Get inside. I see 4 don't die already. Where will they try to enter containers? Another 4 get fall down. Where those army down because of the process people to rescue those ones. So not be smart. If you go inside, you go pit people. Those ones where don't faint, where don't feel stand up. They're plenty where they down. But me, I thank God.
Though the rice is free, but there should be a guide on how to give people rice. Because of the hardship, everybody's just struggling to take rice. But I just find my way to even enter the container. Even inside that container, where there like 2 people are 4 that we are just matching. I don't know their own condition to container. Maybe they will still survive it or not. So I don't know. But I just think that there should be if they are to give free something to the people, there should be a procedure on how to give, not this way.
That was really such a touching clip to watch. You know, where he talked about die or live, I must get that food. I mean, that's where a lot of people are. A lot of people are at that place where you can imagine how harrowing it is for you to be at home and you're unable to feed your family. There's no food to eat and everything. It just takes me back to my childhood, and I know how it used to be. So have things like this, like when they're sharing food, especially during that structural adjustment program. I think the toughest I've seen Nigerian being is during that structural adjustment program, and how people really suffered. And you have some of this and how people will literally be ready to die on that place to be able to get food to feed their families. And sadly, this is where we are. He has children in the university. He talked about his daughter in Ekiti University, and there are other kids in school. He hasn't collected his salary. He's going to collect his salary the next day, and be sure that with all the inflation that has been going on, his salary has not been increased to match the inflation, and he has to buy these things at the current market price. It's really crazy what people are going through, and it's almost as if the government is bent on, you know, impoverishing everyone, turning people to poverty, turning people to throwing people into poverty, turning people to poor people, so that at the end of the day, one will be ready to sell one's soul for even a loaf of bread. That's what is going on. Tinubu did mention that he was going to reduce the spending power of people, and many people thought that, oh, it was a joke, or he didn't understand language, or slip of tongue, or something like that. But we are saying it right now. There's no slip of tongue on it, and it's a sinister objective and result that Tinubu wants to achieve. At the end of the day, when that happens, I mean, you have to have food in your tummy for you to even think of your rights, for you to think of fighting your rights. So the more they throw us into poverty, now all government is thinking about is how to give people food. No longer even building roads and things like that they used to talk about. They've reduced the quality of governance to just providing food for people. So if they're able to provide food for people and people can eat, that is so. If you can eat, that is all that matters. Now it doesn't matter whether you have good quality education, good road, whether the employment, whether you have 24/7 electricity, or you have water in your houses, or you have, you know, social amenities. They've made governance to not even matter about that anymore. It's about all of us looking for just the most basic of things in life, food that we put in our tummy. It's really sad, and may the souls of the dead rest in peace. Those that are injured, may they quickly recover, and may God heal them very well. As for the families of those who lost their loved ones, may God give them the fortitude to bear the loss. Thank you so much for watching.